Well, I didn't think I'd be back, and many didn't want this, but many more did. So, for the third and final time, I'm gonna tell you in graphic detail how and why you need to play BTD6 with one hand. That's right, it's the Paragons and Boss Bloons tier list. Now, you may have noticed this little doohickey here. The team decided after one could say reasonable criticism, such as, "Why did you make this?" and "What's wrong with you?" or "Please, I just want to see my family again." So, we created the horny meter to stop anything from getting a little too freaky, and to prevent, the worst from happening.
Foreshadowing is a narrative device.
Let's begin with Bloonarius the Inflator. Frankly, the kink is in the name. Before I say whether that's a good thing or bad thing, there may be parallels you can draw between me and Pyrocynical. We both try our best to make humorous content. We both stun in a maid dress due to our shared twinkish nature. However, I am not turned on by inflation. And even worse, Pyrocynical is British.
As you can see, I'm black. That can only mean one thing: burglary.
That being said, its gaping maw is just big enough for someone of my size. And this mouth goes even further beyond in its elite form. Perfect. And if it couldn't get any better, Bloonarius comes with its own lube. At least I think that's lube. And if not, well, it can't possibly be worse than the incident with the glue gunner. All in all, I reckon Bloonarius is a good start in B tier. Moving on to the Crucible of Steel and Flame. Naively, I wasn't aware there was a monkey inside the tack shooter. Now, I'm not fully convinced it's always been in there. Like a 000 tack shooter? No way. But without a doubt, it's in there now. And oh boy, I got a crucible of dick and balls. Scratch that. My crucible of love and lust. Not quite. A crucible of cum and... I got nothing. Let me be clear. This is hot. This is an easy smash. But even if it wasn't, isn't that the beauty of a glory hole? There's an entirely different world on the other side. You can imagine anyone, or hell, anything.
Are you sure about that?
The world is your oyster, and well, I wouldn't mind sticking my dick in an oyster.
Smash.
Due to the attractiveness and the appealing nature of a glory hole, Crucible of Steel and Flame is A tier. Vortex is, at best, a little boring. You can move fast and maybe do a little bit of breath play. Whoop-de-doo, I can hold my own breath, thanks. I don't need anyone to do that for me. And I don't want to hear, actually, it's about the power dynamic more than actually breathing. Shut up, it has like 5 eyes, what a freak. It only gets worse, this bitch has 9 eyes. I'm all for some eye contact, but that's just excessive. We're gonna have to get freaky with the lights off. Not only so I don't have to look at this abomination, but also I think there's a real possibility of it going blind. The reflections of my pristine white maid dress, which stays on during sex that is non-negotiable, are very bright, unlike my future with a digital footprint like this. Foot. Thinking out loud. Vortex has a face only a mother could love, and I'm no mommy. That's a D tier. Lately, I've been thinking about all the unsqueakable acts I would do to be the Prince of Darkness's chair for a day. That's just about anything legal, and a number of illegal activities as well. No surprise, due to my inclination towards the goths, that the Lich is more than appealing. But wait, there's more. After making 2 tier lists on this godforsaken game already, I have come to understand the term, every hole is a goal. And oh baby, the Lich has many to choose from. But wait, there's more! My goth dommy mommy Lich comes pre-equipped with what I can and will use as anal beads. Let's fight an epic battle. Goth? Check. Something to spice the sex up? Check. An item to put into my ass? Also check. Without a doubt, Gravelord Lich is also A tier. The Glaive Dominus is another tower who says it in the name. It wears its heart on its sleeve and its dick in its pants. Or ideally, my pants. The Boomerang Paragon has all it needs to be a good dom. A gauntlet built for fisting.
Fisting is $300.
A menacing presence that is sure to make me squirm, and expert control over objects that can be used for pain and pleasure. I'll keep this one short and sweet, like yours truly, and put the Glaive Dominus in B. The main appeal of Phase, obviously, is that there's 2 of them. They can hit you with that front and back method. Now I'm sure you get the picture, but in case you don't, the front and back method is when it gets on top of you and slides it in. Ferocious and bizarre. Once you've lost your fine motor control and sense of smell, they before flipping you upside down and in and out, in and out, in and out, simultaneously, out and in, out and in, out and in. Resonant frequency. Finally, you've experienced the best orgasm of your life, and that's the front and back method, put simply. I also see some potential in those reality warping portals. Now, I'm not flexible enough to suck my own dick, and with no clear mouth on phase, I'm afraid that some sacrifices may have to be made. Don't get me wrong, this is not for the weak-willed. Luckily, my cock isn't the only thing that's hard. And why stop there? I'm giving a whole new meaning to go fuck yourself. You know what? I will, and with pleasure. All things considered, phase offers a truly S-tier experience. The Apex Plasma Master is, to be honest, a little boring. I get you're the OG and all, but at the end of the day, this is just a dart monkey with some drip and some contact lenses in. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with vanilla. 2 hands, a mouth, and that mobussy is more than enough to have a good time. But where's the pizzazz, the spice? Apex Plasma Master is like mayo, and mayo doesn't make good lube. You can quote me on that. I guess you could stick it into the barrel of the plasma crossbow, and that could be fun, or it could be instant bottom surgery. So like, you can do it, but only once. There's nothing terrible enough for the Plasma Master to go to D, but there's nothing helping it climb higher on the list, so it has to settle for C. The Ascended Shadow to me is a little scary. Why, you may ask? Here, get closer. I'm never gonna see it coming. Phew, close one. Just like the regular ninja, I expected better. I need my Shadow Clean Jutsu orgy. I suppose the horns offer something solid to grab, and it's gonna be cheeked up. I mean, it's in the description. Ass in? Yeah, don't mind if I do. Ascended Shadow gets C for that cake. As a side note, my message to Ninja Kiwi, you've added an Earth, Air, and Fire boss. Please, I am begging you, add some kind of water-based boss. Listen, I've already got some ideas. I'm thinking it's got tentacles, and it's wet. That's kind of all I got so far, but I think we can work something out, you know, you and me, get in touch. I know you've seen my messages, please reply. Now, the Dread Bloon is built like a sex toy. I mean, just look at it. This is the most straightforward. I will lay on my back, legs in the air, plenty of lube, and simply receive. This counts as a flared base, so don't worry, it is perfectly safe. And besides, with enough lube, anything is possible. Not much changes between its normal and elite variant. It sort of just gets more robust. It's like the difference between the 6995 00 Heaven 10 function vibrating silicone double penetration dildo and the 229.95 Snail Vibe Curve rechargeable extra powerful dual vibrator. At the end of the day, it's doing the same job. One's just got a little more oomph to it, you know? This leaves the Dread Bloon at a comfortable B. Navark of the Sea reminds me of Willem Dafoe in The Lighthouse, except less hot, and also, I haven't seen The Lighthouse. Nevertheless, the Navark is a textbook example of what happens when man is at sea for too long. He becomes insane, and not in the way I like. I am concerned that the Navark will eat me, and I don't mean that in a way I find sexy. I mean, it will physically devour me, and I don't mean that in a way Pyrocynical finds sexy. I mean, it will cut me up and cannibalize me. We've been sailing for a very long time now, and these ships can have all the technology you want, but there is something deep-seated in anyone who takes to the ocean. His face craves scurvy, probably has wet dreams about manatees, and you can call them sea cows all you want, but I am staying on dry land. I am a land cow, stay away from me. The Navark wishes it could go to the seaside, but I decide it goes to D. Master Builder, more like Master Beta. It's the Engineer Paragon, but you know, I've always been more of a pyro main myself. Which is a shock, I know. After all, I certainly don't look the part. Meow. Cut that. Look, in all seriousness, I'm all for some extra fun in the bedroom, and 3's a party, but 4? Eesh. I don't know, you're asking for a lot here. Like, what if the green one tries to sound me? Which I'm not opposed to. Except, how can it sound me with light? Because sound waves are different from light waves, and light acts as both a wave and a particle, but sound can only be waves, but we all know size doesn't matter, and it's the motion of the ocean that counts, and in the ocean are waves, but the ocean doesn't have wave-particle duality, and light is both a wave and a particle cannot penetrate the ocean, so if we draw parallels between the ocean and me and then carry the one, take into consideration Planck's constant, does that mean that I can't be penetrated? So what is it about the ocean that can make it so wet? The ocean, it's filled with tentacles, and I'm not! Yeah, the Master Builder doesn't look enough like Doc Ock. I'm sorry, but let me check real quick. Yeah, sorry, I'm not hard. Look, I'm gonna put the Master Builder mid A, because I believe we can work something out. Master Builder can tinker up some tentacles, some restraints, an auto-blow vacuum glide suction-aided milking machine, more tentacles, the usual. Everything you need to have a good time.
Warning. 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 Maximum horniness exceeded. Alert. Freaky Moo has breached containment.
Oh shit, no, this is bad, this is really bad. Daddy is back, my core conceptor is stronger than ever, and I'm ready to paint the town white. sorry about that. Let's just move on.
The Mega Munitions Factory is the most recent addition to BTD6. Look, it has a hole, an opening, an orifice even, and it may look like an asshole, but don't be fooled. This is not like the Crucible of Steel and Flame. There's no one to meet your tip on the other side. All that waits for you is a pile of nails, and spikes, and landmines? I'm not saying it's impossible, but you have to be very careful, or your penis is going to end up looking like a porcupine. Maybe if you're like me and you have experience fishing out used hypodermic needles from the deposit boxes in bathrooms, we might just have what it takes to conquer even the most hostile tower. However, just because we can doesn't mean we should. In no world will this be fantastic. Hell, it might not even be pleasurable, but you can say you've done it. And sometimes what matters more is the destination, not the journey. Mega Munitions Factory can be a C tier. Well, seeing as the Goliath Doom ship is just a plane that doesn't even have a monkey. Ooh, this looks like fun, let me try. No, you need to go back in your containment room. You've caused enough trouble as it is. Or, well, I promise I go back if you just let me say this fun. Do you promise? Oh yeah, of course. Fine, what is it you wanted to say? I mean, what can you even say? It's just a plane. Well, you know, I'm not a Boeing engineer, but I am some kind of horse biologist. And where are you going with this exactly? Oh, nothing. It's not like I'm going to sneak into the hangar to be alone with the Goliath Doom ship or anything. Yeah, I'd hope not. It's a giant plane. It's not like you can do anything with it in general, let alone safely. Oh, but you know, even if there was something you could do, it's not like there's any laws against planes. You're right, there's not. Because, and I cannot stress this enough, this is an entire plane. Yeah, but I do have one tower and a pentagon of my own. We're just missing one more tower if you wanted to join us. Nope, that's it, you're done. Gods? They call me Mr. Feet. As I was saying, there's not even a monkey present. It's just a plane. I have no choice but to put Goliath Doomship in D. Let's just move on and try to ignore whatever is happening. Blastopopolis is hot, and that's kinda it. Hot and a little goopy. Now, I don't hate that. This does have some potential uses. For instance, wax play becomes easier. Hell, it opens up opportunities for all sorts of temperature play and new sensations. Secondly, you've got your very own fleshlight warmer. No need to buy one, although I still might. I kinda wanna sit on it. I just think it'd feel nice, okay? Sue me. If you're tired from an 8-hour couple gooning session, have a quick break, fry an egg, cook a hot dog, make some s'mores. Shit, I could start cooking a grilled cheese and by the time I finish,
Few inches later,
it'll be done. Multitasking at its finest. Speaking of finishing, you gotta be very careful, because if you're not, that facial is gonna start smelling like a Rapidash figure in a jar. You know the one. Suffice to say, not pleasant. Weighing these pros and cons, Blastopopolis is C tier. The Nautic Siege Core, while also being an ocean explorer, is far more distinguished than the disgusting, smelly, and off-putting Navark. The upgraded submarine gives us a lot more room to work with. We can do it in any position. Could probably install an entire sex swing in this bad boy. The proximity to a nuclear reactor makes me hope this monkey has received some genetic mutations. 6 inches? No. I want 6 feet, and 6 more feet. The beaming confidence shown by the captain tells me this is no longer a monkey sub. This is at least a monkey switch, maybe even a monkey dom.
Oh yes, daddy.
I'm seeing a lot I like about the Nautic Siege Core. A tier. The Magus Perfectus has lost a bit of the charm that the previous wizard monkeys had. I hate to say it, but it is certainly no longer S. However, it does have some power over life and death. So like, just imagine being edged between the realm of the living and the dead. If it goes too far, you have the best and final orgasm of your life. Literally soul-sucking. But with Perfectus powers, you live. Imagine the post-nut clarity you would get from seeing the other side. There's a bit of Silver Fox energy going on here as well. Personally, it's not my taste, but it's not so egregious that I will punish it in the ranking. Overall, while being edged between life and death is cool, I feel it'd get a little old, and there's not much else offered. Not to mention the pre-nut delusion you'd feel knowing that the end is literally coming. I hate to do it, I really do, but unless mages can cast the spell Biggest Dickus, it's only B tier. Well, there you have it. Finally, every tower, hero, paragon, and boss in BTD6 has been ranked by sex appeal.
Ooh, look, I found another one. I'm going to stick my cork and balls into it.
Freaky Moo, no!